Hey there, Brent from American English with this guy here with another lesson using an American TV show to teach English. And sometimes that can be a little bit more fun, I think, than just me doing a lesson. This will be a bunch of different English phrasal verbs and also some pretty difficult vocabulary. So difficult that I've never done this before on the channel, but I am going to guarantee, promise, that you will learn something new in this lesson. If you don't, please leave a comment with your name, and I promise I will send you all of the money that you've paid for this lesson back to you. I guarantee you will learn something new in this lesson. I put up a poll wondering which show you would like me to do next. And I was surprised. Modern Family got a lot of votes. So I thought, let's do it. Modern Family. It's not a show that I know very well, but luckily I know English pretty well. So I think as I'm watching it, I can stop and tell you some of the things that might be difficult, and you will learn something. I promise. And what we have here is a small clip that ABC is calling Just Jokes. So it's not an entire episode, but I guess what they think was most funny during that episode.
Hey, answer.
This better be good.
Haley got arrested for drinking. We got to go bail her out. Do you still have a connection to that judge upstate?
He died.
Hi, who died?
Okay. The mom of the show, again, I don't know the names or anything, but she talked about bailing out. That's a phrasal verb that we will use in English when someone is in jail and you need to pay money to get them out. It's basically a guarantee that they will show up for their court date. So when someone gets arrested and put in jail, they can be bailed out because in the United States, we have something that says they are innocent until proven guilty. So before they go to trial, we just think that they are innocent. So they can get out of jail most of the time. If it's a really bad crime, they have to stay in jail. But I guess this woman, young lady, didn't do anything that bad. So she can be bailed out. The mom will have to pay money. And then when the girl shows up for her court date, I think you can get money back. I've never had to bail anyone out of prison yet. Well, maybe there will be one day, but right now I've never had to. The other thing she talked about was, do you have that connection to that judge? And a connection means someone you know, and they might do a favor for you. You might have a little leverage with them. So if that dad, like the grandfather, the guy in bed right now, if he knew a judge, it might actually help out. I believe they're father and daughter. The other lady we don't see on the screen now. If he had a connection with the judge, he might be able to pull some strings, we might say, do some favors. Pull some strings is another way to say do a favor.
An old friend of mine.
Hi, Jay, I'm so sorry.
He died 5 years ago.
Then why are they calling us in the middle of the night to wake us up?
Nobody died. Haley's in jail.
Okay, that makes more sense.
Claire has to go bail her out.
Okay, give me that.
So there it was again, the bail out. So when you pay the money, she gets to leave jail. That doesn't mean she's completely free, though. She'll have to go back for a court date later.
Claire, listen to me. Take a lot of cash. And when you flash it to the police, do not speak about it. Let the eyes do all the talking, okay?
Okay, she used the verb flash. And what she wants the mother, Claire, to do is to take money and wave it in front of the police officer or flash money in front of the police officer. We call that a bribe, and that is illegal. You can go to jail in the United States for trying to bribe a police officer, meaning you pay them so you don't get in trouble. Like if I got stopped for speeding And I said to the officer, "Oh, you don't have to give me a ticket." And then I hand them $100 bill so that they will forget about the ticket. That's a bribe and illegal here in the United States.
I heard the phone. Who died?
Jay's friend.
Oh, Jay, I'm so sorry.
Okay, I can't do this again.
It's breakfast time. It's brecky time.
Uncle Cam, I thought I heard your voice. What are you doing here? Where are my parents?
Okay, he called breakfast brecky time. I don't think anybody in the United States calls it brecky time. If you say that to one of your English-speaking friends, I don't think they'll know what you're talking about.
Parents.
Well, the school called and your sister won a big award.
Nice try. The only person who would believe that would be Haley. She's in jail. Jail?
Lily, what did I say?
That was only a matter of time.
Okay, no, didn't say that. So
Okay, the little girl, Lily, said it's only a matter of time. That's a saying we have when something hasn't happened yet, but we know that it will. So I guess this girl Haley gets into some trouble, and she hasn't ever gone to jail yet, but it's only a matter of time. And so when she does end up in jail, it's not a surprise to anybody. With your English learning right now, maybe you're still trying really hard and you don't feel comfortable quite yet or totally comfortable, but it's only a matter of time. If you keep working hard, you will feel comfortable.
So I took a vegan cooking class, and my new thing is faken. It's like real bacon.
Except for the look, the texture, and the taste.
Maybe the store-bought kind, but I make my own, so it's not even real faken.
Okay, they're talking really quickly there, and they're talking about fake bacon. Faken. I think that's made up on the show. I think they invented that for the show. I've never heard of faken. But he did talk about store-bought. So if you go to the bakery at the store and you get a cake, we would call that store-bought. If you make it at home, we call it homemade.
It's faux faken, foken.
Spoken disgusting.
You can't tell the difference.
So, who wants to come with me?
Okay, so he used, it's not a bad word. They can say it on TV, but I'm not going to say it here. Hopefully you picked up on what he was pretending to say there. I'm not going to say that here.
Me to the spoken word festival this evening. Only have 2 tickets, so somebody's going to be disappointed.
I think it's going to be you.
Hi, Manny, I would go with you, but I'm so tired.
You just woke up. How are you tired?
Maybe because I'm turning food into a human. Jay will take you.
Okay. So if you saw I've talked about this before. That woman there, she's with child. She's pregnant. And she says that she is turning food into a human, which I guess is true when you're pregnant. You know, often women who are pregnant will be very tired because their body is working hard to make another person. They also mentioned spoken word. That is kind of like rap and poetry, but spoken word, kind of like music, but it's, a lot of people make fun of it, I guess, but it is poetry. You get up on stage, but you might have a lot of energy with it, a lot of emotion. So it's a little bit like poetry, a little bit like rap, but no music with it.
Sorry, I would love to go to the spoken word festival, but I'm already going to that. I'd rather blow my brains out jamboree. Honey, try to.
So it's a little violent, but blow my brains out. He's actually talking about, let's skip that part. I don't want YouTube to get mad at me, but it is very violent. To yourself.
Relax.
I don't feel like relaxing, Phil. She has been in college for 6 weeks.
Yeah, and everyone goes a little crazy at first. I remember one night freshman year, a bunch of us on the frisbee golf team got a case of zima. Enough Zed.
Okay, a lot to talk about here. He's talking about frisbee golf. You might know that sport. It's played with a frisbee. I'll put a picture up of what we call a frisbee. And there are these chain-like things that you try to throw a frisbee into, played just like golf. He also talked about zima, which is an alcoholic drink mostly popular in the 90s. And it wasn't exactly like very manly. It's not like drinking a beer. Zima, a lot of people made fun of Zima. And I think he said enough Zed. So didn't he say enough Zed?
It's a zima. Enough Zed.
More.
Enough Zed. So I think he's trying to combine the Z of Zima and saying enough said. Enough said. We say enough said quite a bit, meaning, I've said all I need to. I've made my point. You understand, right? I don't know if being on the frisbee golf team and drinking Zima is exactly what popular people do in college. He might not have been too popular. I haven't watched much of this show, but I think that guy is my favorite. He's pretty funny. I don't know his name, though. It's Ty, I think, in real life. I don't know his name. He's pretty funny. And the guy in the back is the driver's brother. His real name is Tyler, I think, or Taylor. He's pretty good, too.
Isn't enough. I'm not gonna lie. Sometimes it bothers me how calm Phil is under pressure. It's
Phil.
like I'm the one who's overreacting.
That's good. Let it out.
I'm going to kill you.
Okay, if somebody is overreacting, that means they are putting too much emotion into something. So, I mean, her daughter just got arrested. So she's very hyper right now. We would call what she's doing hyper. I don't know if we would call that overreacting, but let's say sometimes children do this and they get a small cut, but then they really cry. We might call it bawling. A child is bawling when they're really crying. We might say they're overreacting. They shouldn't be crying as much as they are. It's just a little cut.
Hello, Dee Dee. How you doing?
Oh, mostly fine. I have something called a telescoping uterus. Long story.
Oh, gee.
Yeah, I don't really want to touch that too much, but uterus, I think, is it's a part of the body that only women have. And if it's like telescoping, it makes me think it might be like jutting out, like poking out. But let's not talk too much. I am not an expert when it comes to the uterus.
Okay, hold on. We have an allergic reaction, a young boy, obstructed breathing. What happened?
Big word there, obstructed. And that means when you have like an opening. Let's talk about the throat. It's probably what's happening here. And if something is obstructed, the air can't get through his throat. There's something blocking it, or maybe his throat is closing in, to use a phrasal verb. There are some theaters, older theaters, that if you go to them, you might have an obstructed view, and they will tell you on your ticket, an obstructed view, but that means that somebody or a pole or something is in your way. You won't be able to see the whole stage. You have an obstructed view. Something is in the way. Something is blocking you from seeing everything on the stage.
Well, somebody gave him some soy bacon that was so good he couldn't tell the difference. Mitchell, I can't talk right now.
Cam, it's Claire. My phone died. I just wanted to make sure the kids got to school okay.
Oh, yeah, of course they did. Why wouldn't they have?
I hear we got a boy who can't breathe.
Right here. What was that?
Oh, I'm just watching an original Lifetime movie called The Boy Who Can't Breathe.
That sounded like Alex.
Nope, just Amanda Bynes. Okay, gotta go.
Okay, he said a Lifetime movie. In the United States, Lifetime is a channel that shows a lot of romantic movies where people fall in love. And then he also said Amanda Bynes. That's the name of an American actress.
Oh. Okay, no, but that's very blurry footage. How can we be sure that that's Haley?
Don't hurt me. I'm just a student. I'm Haley Dumpy.
So hot. Hot in here now.
Okay, so she was just trying to bribe that police officer with that wad of money. We might call it a wad of money, a big bunch of money, wad of money. And she was waving it. He also said blurry, and you might describe that as when you see something and it's kind of fuzzy or it's not clear, we could say that it's blurry. If you don't need glasses, but you put glasses on, your vision might be blurry. You wouldn't be able to see everything very clearly.
How long is this gonna take? I should be in school. I'm missing biology right now.
You're in a hospital. Just step out into the hallway. Listen to the nurses and doctors talk. You'll learn more about science and humanity here than you would in the classroom an entire semester.
Attention!
He did say semester. I have done a video on semester. If you haven't seen it, it means half the school year, semester. We also have trimesters. That's a third of the school year. A trimester, the school year is divided into 3. Semester divided into 2. We might also say halves.
There's a yogurt in the fridge that says Teresa. Then only Teresa gets to eat it.
Drama. Soak it in.
Oh, good God.
Luke, the opening is supposed to be in the back.
No way. I don't want people to see my butt.
Oh, you're going to be a father again at your age. And here you were thinking you would just sail off into the sunset with your beautiful young wife. Not a care in the world. This is fantastic. I think my uterus just fixed itself.
Don't ask.
In Legally Blonde, Elle won her case because she was true to herself and dressed cute.
Haley, this is real life.
Okay, so she just talked about a movie, Legally Blonde. I don't know if that was popular all around the world. I think it came out in the 1990s. The main character's name is Elle. She just talked about that, Elle. And she was a lawyer. And I think she wore a lot of pink, and she had a little poodle, I think she carried around. But it's supposed to be a joke about this movie called Legally Blonde, where a woman became a lawyer.
Life, not an excellent movie.
What is this? A solar system? It's molecules. They're nerdy balls.
Alex, don't fight with her. She might have a shiv. We cool?
All right, great word that kid just used, Shiv. Shiv. I hope you never have to go to prison, but if you ever go to prison, you might have to make a shiv. And a shiv is, let's say you have a plastic fork in jail. I don't think they give you anything too sharp because, you're in jail or you're in prison. There's a little difference. Prison is worse than jail. Jail is usually, the criminals are not as bad in jail. Prison, it gets pretty bad. But a shiv is a weapon that you would make out of maybe a plastic fork. Or a spoon. Let's say a spoon. A spoon would be easier. And then you would file down the edges. File down the edges. So you would make that spoon sharp at the end, and you might use it as a weapon. So a shiv is a weapon used in prison that the prisoner made themselves. It's unlikely that Haley, who only spent one night in prison, would have to make a shiv. But if you ever have to go to prison, I just taught you how to make a shiv. Did you know that before? That might be the one new thing you learn, how to make a shiv. All right, that is it. So I hope you learned something new. If you like these types of lessons, I did one recently on The Office. You might want to check it out. Thanks so much for watching. See you next time.